Hey y'all, I'm so excited that y'all jumped on tonight. For the newbies who don't know me, my name is Brittany Griffith and I'm a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus, and this is our Thursday night Zoom call. Okay, so I was trying to rack my brain and I was talking to some other ambassadors on some other teams, and I was trying to figure out what would be something different that might motivate y'all besides me just talking to y'all. So I'm going to have a couple ambassadors get on here. 2 are silver and 1 is almost going to go silver, and they're going to give you 3 tips and their why, and then we're going to go off that. But while I'm waiting on them to get on, I wanted to talk to y'all about the incentive that Plexus rolled out for us right now. So right now, if you don't know, which I don't know how you don't, but if you don't, they have rolled out an incentive for joining as an ambassador for $19.99. So normally it is $34.95, and they have given us this special. It was supposed to be for the 4th of July. It was from the 1st into the 7th, which was today. Today was supposed to be the last day, but they graciously extended it till tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. What that includes is, this is one thing that they do once a year where you do not have to buy a welcome kit. So I know some people are getting hung up on that. I try to encourage them to buy a welcome kit. 1, it helps you with Leaders Retreat points. 2, it sets them off on the right tone to start their business. So, but it's not mandatory. So if you have somebody that's low on cash, but they want to sign up as an ambassador, they can join for $19.99, and that gets them their website, and then they have 60 days to purchase a welcome kit. So that's something exciting and fun that they can do, and that'll grow your team, and then, you know, you'll start building your team and start ranking. So there is that. And then the Leaders Retreat, of course, is still going on. We're in the month of July, so we had all of June, now we have July, and then we have all of August. So we only have the rest of this month and the rest of next month to get these points. And so that will help us get that. So, hey girl. Okay, so what I have asked is for Kayla Ray and then Ashley Grant, she's going to get on in a minute, and Shannon Smith to give us their why and their 3 tips on how they got to where they are in Plexus. So this will give y'all a wide range of people's testimonies, why they began, and how long it's taken them to get there. Because I know some people get really discouraged and think, oh, I've been doing Plexus 8 months and I still haven't ranked. Everybody is different, and so I want y'all to see. So Kayla Ray, will you go first for me?
I will.
Okay.
Hi.
Okay. So this is Kayla Ray, and she is a silver ambassador.
There's my 3-year-old. She wants to say hey. Every time I get on my Zoom call, she'll say, "Hey, Brittany."
Oh, hey, girl.
By your face. Okay, so basically.
Hey, that's Allie because she's trying to eat her pizza.
Okay, go sit down. Go sit down and watch Jake. Thank you. Okay, so basically my why. When I first heard about Plexus.
I'm watching Captain Hook.
Hold on. Okay, look, Mommy's talking. Go.
I'm talking about.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so when I first heard about Plexus, it was when Brittany had posted on one of the classified pages about the 7-day challenge, and I thought that it was a free trial, so I messaged her and asked her about it. And at the time, I was a stay-at-home mom, and my fiance, he worked, but what he was doing or what he was making was only paying for the bills. So even a $25 7-day challenge, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to afford it. But something told me to ask Brittany, what does she do? How does she earn an income and all that? Because I had been wanting to somehow get a job or make money to help out. So I asked her, and she told me that it was only $34.95 to join, and that's when I decided to go ahead and join. And my biggest why was, like I said, to help my family, to help become financially stable and to be able to do the fun stuff, because all we were able to do was pay the bills. So my why has kind of changed a little bit since then. I joined in September of last year. So me and their dad actually have had a small split for a couple months. And during that, my wife changed more into being able to support my girls and me as myself, not just help him out. So now my why is, to be able to do that, and also to get myself healthy, of course. That's another thing, and to help my friends and family, people, even if I don't know them, to help them as well, whether it be financially, healthy, any of them. So that's my biggest why, is for that. And it's been a long journey so far, but I feel like if I give up now, then what did I do this for? So my 3 biggest tips for where I've gotten to, I'm a silver ambassador. So my 3 biggest tips is following up and messaging people. Don't be afraid of no, because most of the time sometimes a no is not right now. And the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. And my second tip would be consistency. I've had a couple times where I've kind of dropped off the radar. And when I came back, I was pretty much back to square one, because when you don't be consistent and you don't follow up, when you're not consistent, you don't follow up, it actually can really hurt you in the long run, because your ambassador customers, your potentials, they're seeing Jayla, go sit down. They're seeing that you're not being consistent, you're not doing your part, so then they feel like, why are we doing this? And then my third tip would be be a product of the product. When people see that you're taking these products and that they see your results or see your passion, then you will see a lot more people gain interest, because they're seeing you being a product of the product. Sorry, I'm getting all fumbled here.
No, you're good.
So following up, messaging people. I'm gonna grab my little one. Hold on.
My mom needs to grab my sister.
Okay, go sit down. Following up and messaging people.
Say hi to my
and also I've learned to with the following up and stuff, to not always make it about Plexus, to make it personal as well. How are the kids, or how are you doing? Don't say, hey, just wondering if you had any questions about Plexus, because most of the time people are just gonna be like, more questions, So I think that's all I've got.
I love it, and thank you so much. Your little ones are precious. But I wanted to ask you, what was your start date? What day did you start Plexus?
I think it was like September 24th.
Of 2015?
Yes.
So you're coming up on your year, and you went silver, and then you signed a new ambassador today.
I've actually signed 2 ambassadors.
This is special.
Yes, since we've had this process. But I signed her today, so I'm really excited about her.
Well, I love that.
Can
So
I turn on a movie? I can't turn on.
Well, awesome. So I'm going to mute you and then we'll
okay,
switch them up. But thank you so much for doing that, and I loved it.
you're welcome.
Okay, so Taylor Ray's was great. I loved her 3 things that she put: follow up, consistency, and be a product of the product. I could not agree 100% more. Being a product of the product really helps people believe you that you take the product yourselves. Most people don't want to say, all right, well, I want to buy Plexus, but do you take Plexus? And you're like, no. And then they're like, well, then why would I buy Plexus if you ain't going to take it? So be a product of the product, being consistent. That's so true. Like, I've been writing to y'all, like, are y'all following up? You know, tell everybody you know about this deal. That's being consistent. So if you've had somebody for 6 months ago, go through your messenger or your email or however a text message and message anybody that has ever asked you about Plexus, about being an ambassador or anything like that, because you never know that one time that you do that. And the person that I will give an example of is Loria. She's one of my ambassadors, Fix and Go Gold. She messaged me 6 months before. We talked on and off, but not really. And last year they did this special, but it was for $17 or something like that. And I messaged her and she was like, you know what? Perfect. And she signed up and she's never looked back. So you never know who's going to be ready and who's not. All right. The next person I'm going to ask is Shannon. She's our newest silver ambassador, and she just won the Plexus Rustic Cup. So Shannon, I will send it over to you.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My why was about 3-4 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called sarcoidosis in my lungs, and also with fibromyalgia. I got tired of being depressed. I was tired of being fatigued. I was just tired of not being able to breathe. And I had originally had a friend 2 years ago approach me, and I was like, no, I just don't think this is going to help me, because there was no cures for any of these that I have. So about back last year, actually I'll take that back. It was back in May. Brooke Palmer, my daughter's pre-K teacher, she approached me asking me about Plexus, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. And I am glad that I have tried it. My breathing is way better. I am weaning off of my Plaquenil for my fibromyalgia. I no longer have GERD, which also with stomach ulcers. So I am completely done with Nexium. I've been off my Nexium for 2 weeks. So that was my biggest why, was to help me get healthy and help me get healthy for my daughter, who is 5 years old. And trust me, she has me on my toes. My 3 tips for going silver. My main thing is I approach friends and family and strangers the way I would want to be approached with anything. To me, is the biggest thing. You don't want to sit there and over push their boundaries, because I have had that happen to me before with certain things, and it's just really pushed me off. So that's one thing I can tell you, is just approach them the way you would want to be. Second, you have to believe in the Plexus and you have to believe in the product. That is the biggest thing for me, because if you don't believe in them, then they won't believe in it. The third thing is follow up with your potentials, your customers, and let them know you're there for any questions, support, and their journey.
Sorry, I was muted. I was talking and I was muted. I love that. Shannon, I'm really proud of you. I know you're super nervous about doing this, so thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone. I really enjoyed your testimony and cannot wait to watch you go gold. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and we've got one more, and our next one is Ashley Grant, and she is going to go silver very, very soon. So, Ashley, I'm going to send it over to you, girl. There you go.
All right. So my why of why I had started Plexus, it was April of last year, at the end of April. And I started for the simple, excuse me, wasn't looking to get healthy. And of course, I wanted to lose weight, but it wasn't my primary reason for starting Plexus. I started because I wanted to make money. And I had no clue who Brittany was. My husband knew her, had seen her at church, and had friended her on Facebook. He told me about it. I sent her a message that night and said, hey, I want to get on board with this. I'm going to buy a sample so I at least know what I'm selling. And that's what what started it for me, because I about 9 months previous to that, I had quit working to stay at home with the kids. And we were comfortable, but just when one parent is working, things get tight. And I wanted to have that freedom of not thinking twice about taking the kids out for ice cream on a Friday just because it's Friday. So that's been my why, is the whole time, is just to provide that cushion for my family and eventually be able to just get all the debt paid off, house paid off, everything else, just so that we don't have to worry about that revolving debt anymore. As far as for my 3 tips, it's kind of have 4, because the first one is just everybody else has said it, but it's true, is consistency. Because I've noticed on months where I'm not as consistent, my PV reflects it. So not even just as far as growing my team, but just growing my customer base. My next one is following up with deals. Kind of like what Brittany was saying, that when a deal comes out, of going into your messenger, because that's how I've gained both customers and ambassadors, or at least potential ambassadors. They may not be ready at that point, but they ask more questions and it gets more conversations started about it, to where it's in the back of their head. And if they decide they really want to do it, if there is a deal going on, then great. If not, usually they've made their mind up by then that it's what they really want to do, and they'll still join regardless of the deal. And also with that is having a quick response to people. Because if you're taking, which I know things come up, we can't always just be Johnny on the spot with responding to any questions we get, but the quicker you can respond, the better, because if they send you a message 9 times out of 10, they're staring at Messenger waiting for you to become active again so they can get their answer. I have 2 other ones that I thought were important. One is knowledge of product and pricing, because the faster you can get back to everybody as far as what's good for this and how much is that going to be, then the faster you can get back to them, the better off you're going to be. And I haven't memorized everything, but I keep the cheat sheet of pricing in my Messenger, just so I can scroll through the pictures on Messenger, look at the price, and then cancel it and not send it, because we can't send it to customers. But I have it on hand that way, so that I can just look really, really quick, and they don't see me as going inactive in Messenger to go find out or anything else. I can just go right back to it. And other than that is the finding my own brand. And that comes with when you see 16 people in 16 minutes, I'll post the same post. I mean, I have got a lot of Plexus friends on my page, but you don't know how many of those Plexus friends you have some of the same non-Plexus friends as you. So if they're seeing everybody posting that same thing up, that's where they get kind of like, okay, really? So a lot of times I quit using actual Plexus graphics, and I'll find one that's just a funny thing about being sick, or a silly thing about weight loss, or anything like that. And I write my own post out with it and put with that, because it draws more attention, because people, a lot of them, they think that you're vomiting Plexus at them. They quit looking at anything that has a Plexus logo. So those are the things I think are important and that have helped me branch out. And that's where I started seeing more growth with my own business.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you. And you should go soon. I mean, Silver, I hope this month.
Me too.
Okay. All right. So these were some testimonies from some regular ambassadors on our team. Some are Silver. Ashley's fixing to go with Silver. Okay. So I don't know if I've ever told y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all my why. So I joined August 1st of 2014. So I'm fixing to come up on my 2-year Plexus anniversary. And I joined for the mere fact of I needed money. Like, we were a 1-income family. We have 3 children. When I started, my kids were a little bit younger, of course, 2 years ago. So I had one in elementary school and another in preschool and another baby. So I wanted to have the money to be able to take my kids to do things like Ashley said. I wanted to be able to, like, if a girlfriend called me and said, hey, let's go to lunch, I wanted to be able to go to lunch, because all of our money went to our bills and we had debt. So we had to pay that off. So of course, anything else was extra, and I didn't want to live on a credit card anymore. So I saw Plexus, my upline Angel, she's y'all's upline as well. We have been friends since kindergarten, and I was watching her and Bridget post about Plexus, and I know Angel personally, and I know the financial struggles that she had for years and years and years, to the point where I knew that she was serious. If this was working for her, I trusted her. So I messaged her and I told her I needed to pray about it. Even though it was $34.95, I didn't have that, and I was not going to ask my husband because I knew he wouldn't give it to me. So I was praying, and I said, Lord, if this is what you want for me, please continue to bring this back up to me to really justify that this is what you want me to do. So he continued to bring it up to me, and so I thought, I've got to come up with a way to get this money. So I sold some things on the Yardsa website, and I came up with the money, and I went over to Angel's house, and we signed up. I didn't even have the money for the welcome kit. I just paid $34.95. I joined August 1st, and I have posted every day about Plexus from since then until now. And if I miss a post, y'all know it has to be something major going on in my life that I miss a post. So I joined because I wanted that financial freedom. We went from a one-income family to tons of debt to a two-income family with only one thing of debt, and that's our mortgage. So the Lord has really blessed us. I've been able to travel with Plexus, things that I would never be able to do before. I never thought about going to a convention. I never thought about really having a bunch of girlfriends that I could trust, because, you know, as women, we get really nervous about being around other women because, you know, growing up, you know, you bicker, you argue, you're jealous of each other, you're catty. You know, I didn't want all that. And so I was nervous about it, but I've come to find out that is my best thing about Plexus, is the friendships that I've made. Y'all on my team, you know, I love each one of you dearly, even if I don't have a really deep relationship with you. I really do value you, and I really do love you, and I pray for you daily. So I want y'all to know that because of y'all, we are where we are with our team. Without y'all, I would not be a senior gold ambassador going towards Ruby. And whichever position you're in, people under you push you to be who you are. I never thought that Plexus would bring me the amount of financial freedom that has brought me. When I joined, I wanted to make money where I went to the grocery store and I didn't have to have a budget. You know, $100, I would have to take, my husband said, we have $100 this week. And I would take my calculator, and I literally would calculate everything that I had and my buggy. And if I had money that was, if it was over the budget, because remember you have to put tax in with it, I would have to put it back. And, you know, I was embarrassed a couple of times of having to go up there and have them say, oh, it's $105. And I'm like, I need to put $5 worth of stuff back. So that was my thing. It didn't matter what it was. So I budgeted, I wanted $200 extra a month for groceries for that time that I went to buy groceries. The Lord has blessed us tremendous more than that. And all the glory to be to God, because without him, I would not be successful in this business, and I would not be where I am. And then God has blessed me with each one of you and all the people who are not on here on the call tonight. So that was my why. My why has changed. My why now, of course, is still to have financial freedom, but it is to retire my husband. I want him to be able to come home, necessarily not to stay at home with me all day, because that would drive me absolutely crazy. But it is for him to not have to go to work every day, the 9-to-5 job. I want him to be able to have the freedom to, we want to buy a farm and to plow the land and buy the tractor and do whatever that God has in store for our family. That is what I want for us. And I don't want that burden of him having to leave every day. We want to have our family close and be able to do that. So that is my why. And then my why is, my major why is to help each one of you reach the rank that that you want to reach and that God sees fit for you. So I want to be the leader that y'all want me to be, and that is my why, is to lead y'all the best way that God wants me to, and to really be there. So that is my why, and I'm coming up with my team here, and we really want to get this team revving up and do a lot of more training. I'm going to be reaching out to some other ambassadors to really get some different things to start training on, to get some in-depth training. I'm going to set up a team training for the people who live in Georgia. I'm going to try to figure out a space where we can meet and do that. And then I want to start doing monthly, either a dinner or a lunch or something like that, where we can connect with each other. We can really sit down and spend time together, where it's not always through the Zoom call or through Facebook or on the phone. I want it to be one, like face-to-face contact. I think that is beneficial, and it's It's also fun. Like y'all probably saw I was tagged in a post the other day where I went with some of the leaders in Plexus that live around here to breakfast, to a brunch to talk about Plexus. When we sit there, you engage with each other, you learn about each other's lives, you become friends, and then those friends become your sidelines and they help you with your business and they can give you tips and y'all can do sip and teas and stuff together. So more on that later. But I want to thank you three ladies, Kayla Ray, Shannon, and Ashley. Y'all really, in the nick of time, I messaged y'all real quick. Y'all saw that and y'all came up and really helped me out. So I just want to tell y'all, I'm thank you, and for Marley and for Lisa and then Laura that was on. I'm thankful for y'all. Y'all get on every week and I'm really blessed to have y'all on here. And I cannot wait to see how many more people we add by tomorrow night. Y'all are really busting out. I think we've had 7 so far. So of course we want to double that number. Even if they don't buy a welcome kit, we want to encourage that. But if they don't, have them join. If you know that they need financial freedom, if you know somebody that really has a hard time paying their bills or needs that extra $100 a month, $100 can change someone's life. So $100 extra could be, groceries for their family, a tank of a gas tank for the week, their child's daycare, whatever that looks like. Reach out to these people if you know that they'd be great. If they have a great following on Facebook and you know that they have a lot of people that listen to them, fantastic. Talk to them, reach out to these people. Because, if you don't reach out to these people, you might miss the opportunity of them being a rock star and someone else snagging them, and then they go under them and you just didn't reach out. So with that being said, I'm rambling. So I want to open this up because we got 9 minutes. This went really fast tonight. So we've got 9 minutes. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. I can answer any questions. If you have any questions for the ambassadors that had their why or about any of their tips or any questions that you want to ask, y'all just unmute yourself and then we can talk. If not, we can be done. So if y'all are done and no questions, that's great. Are we good? Are we good? All right. So let me turn this off. Hang on.